Heidi ho, my crafty friends. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. So today I thought we would decorate our little flip-flop journal that we made. We got it done. So now let's decorate it. So let's take the little tie off of it. And let's start here. So we put some little pockets in it. Now, let's make some little tags. Now here is the little journal part. Right in here. We put some little pockets over here. We clip this over here. But I'm thinking instead of just having that clipped, I'm thinking I might want maybe a belly band here, because here's another little journal section. And in here, I'm thinking I want maybe a pocket and maybe something here, because all through here is writing, if you want writing, or you can decorate these pages, totally up to you. And then back here's a little tuck, and then it flips over. Now you could decorate this page if you want. I don't normally decorate the back because things tend to fall out. And then you've got back here another of these. I'm just kind of reminding you. And then this one's naked. Of course, I want to decorate here. Here's the other journal section. And then we've got this one. So I want to do a little bit of decorating, and then we've got the two tags out front. So here, now I'm going to keep it simple because, you know, I don't want it to get too chunky, because I don't want everything, you know, I don't want it to get too fat. So on this little tag here, now let me get out. Oh, here it is right here. I got it right here. On the little tag here. Now, I've got my book paper handy. I want to put this up here out of the way. I want to keep my tags nice and simple. You know, nothing wild and crazy and outrageous. Let's see, I think I'm going to use my brush to kind of get a little bit of oxide on there. Just to, you know, add a little bit more color. That one's not showing up very well. Let's use the ink. Let's see if the ink shows up better. Now I'm using the same color. This is Vintage Photo Oxide. This is the ink. Let's see if the ink shows up a little bit better. Let's see if the ink shows up a little bit better. Oh yeah. Yeah. For some reason the Vintage Photo ink is quite a bit darker. Oh, that's better. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, so in here, I want to put some book pages. So let me grab my book pages down here. And I want some of the old book pages that I have. Excuse me. So I'm just reaching down here in my book page stack. I think I'm going to use these. And these aren't really old. This is from Birds and Mammals and Reptiles. You know, you can go out in the woods and identify them. As you can see, they're not really old. But I want a page that's all words. Let's see. Now, I know there was one in here that I saw. I should have just pulled the little booger out. There, that one might do. That one might do. Or there might be one further back here. Well, maybe this isn't what I want. I don't think this is what I want. No, that's not what I want. I want one that's just like words. You know what I mean? Okay. Ah, that's what I want. That's what I want. Because it's going to get covered up. That's what I want. Just like that. And this is from, I think, an old Reader's Digest. Yeah, that's just from an old Reader's Digest. Okay, and it's just got the natural coloring already on it. Now, I just want a little piece of it. So I'm going to just tear off the... And I don't want it perfect. That's why I'm just kind of hand tearing it. And I'm not covering the whole thing. I'm just going to tear a piece off here. About like that. Okay. About like that. I'm just using whatever was left on here. Okay. And I think I want to put that there. And I got out some, I have some fussy cuts that, you know, I cut out of magazines and things like that. And I have this bug. This bug is just, he has just got me. And I'm hoping he fits. Now, if he doesn't fit for this little journal, I'm going to use him someplace else. But I just love this little bug. Ha! He fits. Look at that. I'm so glad he fits. Now, I also have in here, where is it? You know, because our little journal has got like a little garden theme to it. That was why I picked the bug. Where's that other little fussy cut I saw in here? I also have this little beehive. And I was thinking I had some little bees in here. There might be. You know, fussy cuts sometimes are all different sizes. Oh, I also have this little bird's nest. Let's see about this little bird's nest. Well, I'm still going to use this little bug on one because I have another one. Oh, that's too big. That's from an old Edith Holden birthday book. So maybe we'll see if we can use that. Oh my. I think I need to clean off the top of my glue here. So let's get that cleaned off. He had a busy day. He's just had a busy day. So let's clean that off. There we go. Let's get you cleaned off. Now let's get our bug on there. All right, let's just get a couple of little drops on his legs here. Now I've been kind of thinking about this little journal after our last video when we made him. And I thought I really didn't like that we left him, you know, kind of naked. I really wanted to get some tags in him. Oops, I forgot to glue that page down, didn't I? Let's go and get some glue on this real quick. So I thought I would just jump on here and get a couple made, maybe some cards, journaling cards. All right, so I think I'm going to have to trim that one little piece off there. That's all right. We can do that. There we go. He still looks like a bug. Yeah, I like that. I just like that bug. I don't know why, but I did. All right, so that one's too big. Now we could put this on a page. You know, one of these inner pages. You could put that right there. You could put that on one of your inner book pages. You know, you could ink it up. And I would definitely use ink. I wouldn't use oxide. If you have the ink, I would. And I would put underneath it, actually, maybe that's what I'll do. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. just because not always do our pages need to be, you know, fancy schmancy. But he kind of disappears. So you don't want him to disappear. And sometimes, oops, it's a little rough around the edges. Sometimes a page just needs a little bit of something. Maybe not a whole lot, but a little bit of something. Okay, so I would put that there. And if you have, I bet I have a little piece right here. I have all kinds of stuff out to decorate this little book. If you have a little bit of cheesecloth, and it's not going to take much, because cheesecloth will, you know, spread open a little bit, or something to put texture behind the page. Cheesecloth, let me show you. Now, cheesecloth that I don't coffee dye, like I won't coffee dye it to put it out. Or something like this. When I put this out for my birds, they will pick it apart like this, and they'll go use that in their nests. You could cut a piece of that. And if this cheesecloth was white or cream, like more like tea dyed, like this, you could see the difference in it. And I would leave part of that curled. And I would cut that. Something like that. Or you could even put ribbon underneath it. But I'm going to use this darker cheesecloth on this lighter book page. And I am just going to add my little bird just to decorate my page a little bit. Just because I want to. And where it's gathered right here, I've got it here in the opening where it curves right there. Now, this part here of my page where now I'm going to put some more glue up here. This part of my page where I initially, okay, hold on a minute. You're seeing the shaky hands where I punched out a hole. I'm going to take my dauber and I'm going to ring ink, or I'm using my oxide actually. And there. Now if I wanted, I could, you know, put something behind there. Like I could take this and put that behind it. Like that. And now I've got a little tab there, which I think I like that idea. I might want to do that. Okay, or I could use this one that I have. Now these are just 2-inch circles that I've I cut out of, I don't even know where I cut them out of actually. But it's, it must be an old printable that I had from years ago. Bet because it's mounted on coffee dyed paper. Okay, now it's got a little tab there. Now if I want, I can cover over that with something, or I can just leave it like it is. Now, and if you don't like the look of that, you can cover the back of that page with something if you choose. Okay. So I think our little tag is dry. So we can either put that back in, or let's just collect all of our tags and then we'll put them. See, now our little tab sticks out. Now let's see what else we need to do. Now let's put something here. Let's see what else we have in here that we can put there. Well, that's a sweater. I don't want a sweater. That's cranberry tea. I don't think I want cranberry tea. But this little tag from Humble and Joy, we can use as a little tuck. Let's get this trimmed a little bit better. If you haven't been to her site, you need to, because she has fabulous things. And the colors go really, really well. And I think we're going to do it on this side. And I think we're just going to do two sides. And I'm going to keep this rather simple, but I do have a little mushroom sticker that I want to put with it. Oh, I should have inked it because I see something where I missed it here at the bottom. All right, so now I have a little tuck right there. All right, I'm going to let that dry for a minute before I do that because it's still a little bit wet. So let's get our little stickers. Here they are. I think I want to put that little sticker maybe. Oh, well, then I can't use it, can I? Let's see if I have a small one. Well, that one will fit. Let's use that one. Let's use that one. Okay, so to use them, you have to cut them out. Now, these are from the Washi Tape Shop. I think these are, yeah, Washi Tape Shop. Okay, so let me go on and pull this back here. So I have a hold of that. Now I want that one. And let me just do a quick little. Now they're clear, they're really clear, but I don't need all this extra. Okay, so let me get it across the bottom here. Oops, I just had it. Come on, you silly thing. I just had you in my hand. Hold on here. I got glue on my fingers. Sorry. All right, let's do it on this side. There it is. Okay. Now, let's put this right here. And I'm just going to tuck that around it there. There. There we go. And I'm going to cut all that big piece off there. Okay. Now across here, now we could take this and lay that across like that. But I don't particularly want to do that. I had a piece of, where is it here? Here, there it is right there. A little watering can. That little piece right there. That I want to cover that page with. Because he just looks kind of lonesome, doesn't he? And I think it'll fit. I at least want the watering can on it. So when you open that up, it's not, you know, it's not just all by itself. So I want to secure it up here, see where it needs to go. Let's get it measured up. Take this all the way down to the edge. Like that. And I'm just pushing it down into the edge with my fingers. So I can see where I need to cut. All right, let's see. I don't know if I folded that straight or not. Well, apparently I didn't. Where did it go? It goes back here. Okay, right there. Okay, so let's get our scissors and let's get that trimmed off here. Now, I'm sure you're asking why I'm not using my paper cutter. That's because I have no idea where it's gotten to. Okay, now we've got that. Now I'm just going to use my glue stick. And for such a big, it's not a big piece, but it's an area that, you know, I want to make sure that it's straight. I'm going to start on this edge. And I'm going to line up the edge. I'm going to start at the bottom. And I'm going to line up the edge. And I'm going to make sure that that edge is straight. And then I'm going to finish it. Because once I know the edge is straight, I'm okay. And I can hold it, kind of hold it in place a little bit so that I know that I'm not pulling it out. And then anything I'm missing over here, I can use my my art glitter glue for. Now somewhere on here is my bone folder. Don't know where that is either. I've been making videos all weekend, so since I can't find the big one, we'll use the little one. Okay, so that makes this, as you open up the page, a little more interesting. Okay, we're actually going to put that one away. So now as you open it up, you know, it's a little more interesting. It's not just white on white on white. Okay. That looks a little nicer. Okay. Oh dear, I put it on upside down. Didn't I? I most certainly did, and I put it in the wrong place. All right, let's see if we can get it off real quick. Let's get a hold of it. Somebody didn't yell loud enough and tell me, you're putting it on up. Oh dear, nope. Well, it's going to be upside down. So that definitely will be interesting. Yes, it is most certainly upside down. And I don't think I can get it off without tearing it. Boy, that really dried fast. Nope. Oh well. That piece is upside down. Okay, lesson learned. Make sure your pages are upright. Good heavens. Okay. Well, it's still white, but it is interesting, isn't it? All right, let's find another one for this page. Good gravy. Let's see. I really liked that page. Well, maybe the shovel. I picked it because the picture was right there on that side. I like that one. Now that birdhouse is on that side, so let's see. Oh, good heavens. Let's see which one of those will work. No, that one's too much in the middle. That one might work. Oh, heaven's sakes, Lori, you silly girl. Okay, they're all going the wrong way. All right, let's see which ones of those that we like. Let's see, can we see the shovel? No. Can we see the flowers? All right, we can see the flowers, so the flowers might be a good one. What about the birdhouse? All right, we can see part of the birdhouse, so that one might work. And the herbs. And the herbs might work. Okay, but we have to tear off that piece, and that's going to tear right through the herbs. I'm thinking the birdhouse. And when we tear the flowers, we're going to tear through the butterflies. All right, let's do the birdhouse. And let's make sure our book is going the right way. Okay, it's going this way. Okay, this is just going to be a little teeny tiny piece on this one. Good heavens. Good heavens. Shall we try this again, my friends? Things like this happen, don't they? Okay. Let's do this again. Now, before we do it, going the right way, going the right way, going the right way. And you know what? While we have this, I want to round this. You know, just to be different. I want to round it. Here. I may not round another one, but I want to round that one. Okay. Phew. And I want to put something on that blue too. I might not do it right now, but I want to put something on that blue. Good heavens. Okay. Right there. Right there. Okay. There. That's better. Okay. Good heavens sakes. Much better. And it's going the right way. Okay. Now let's go back to... Okay, we've got our little tuck there. I don't know that I like that T there, but we'll see. We might change it. I might not. Now, that's the back. I don't want anything there in particular, but I do want something here. Okay. I don't want you guys right now. But, you know, I could change my mind, but I don't want you right now. Now, I think I want here, I think I decided. There it is. I want to take this envelope. Oh, it's a little bit too big, though. Well, I wonder if we could take this, because all I want of this envelope is this. I just want the window part. I wonder if we could do that. Let's see. I think we can do that. And I want to trim that down, and I want to make, I just want to use the front part and make a tuck, or a pocket, I mean. Okay, so let's see about that. That's all I want to do. That is all I want to do. So all I'm doing is I cut the envelope the size I wanted right across the window. I'm opening it up. Yeah, because I like that paper back there. Now I've got to leave some of this around there to hold the envelope. So what I'm going to do here is, you see where the plastic attaches to the paper? Oops, sorry about that. That's where I'm cutting. I'm cutting around where that attaches. I'm starting at the folds. Okay? I'm starting at the folds on the side, and then I'm cutting where this attaches to the envelope. All the way around. I'm not cutting that off, I'm cutting around it. Like that. Okay? Just like that. And then, of course, I'll save that. I don't need these. I don't need that. I have more of that than I know what to do with. Now, let's see if that's going to fit. Alright, that's still a little bit too big. Now, let's see if I can find my paper cutter, because this is going to have to be a straight cut. Here it is. Okay, depending on the size of your journal, this has to fit your page. Okay, it has to fit your page. Mine is a little bit too wide. So I need to trim mine down just a smidgen. So I need to trim. I also need to make sure that it's straight. So I need to trim mine off to make sure that it's going to fit. Now, I'm not worried about the bottom. Not worried about the top. I just need to make sure that it's going to fit my page. Okay. Now, you can also make them the same size if you want. You can make one bigger, one smaller. It doesn't matter. At this point, it doesn't matter. Okay. As long as it fits the page. That's all we're worried about right now. Okay, mine fits the page. All right, now you're going over there out of the way. Now, what are we going to cover this with, you're asking? I know you are, because I would be. So let's put our book over here out of the way. Now you have options. You have, oh, so many options to cover yours. You can use paper, you can use fabric. Guess what I'm going to use? I am going to use washi tape. So let me get my washi tape out here. I am going to use my washi tape. Yes, my friend, I said washi tape. I have that washi tape. I have other washi tape. I have washi tape out the yin yang. And I never, ever use it. Today is the day, my friend. Today's the day, washi tape. And I'm thinking I need to find what looks good on that page. I kind of like that one. Of course, I do like this one. Now, I could be traditional. I could use the words. I could use, something like that. Now, I do have washi tape stickers. They'll come in later. I can't use, things like pinks and things like that. Let's pull the stickers out. I have bumblebees. They would work, but not right now. Those are the stickers. I can't use stickers right now. No, that's bad. I have the fabric washi tape. That might work. Let me see the colors that are in it. No, I don't like that one. That one does not go with it. Some pieces of it do, and some pieces of it don't. What about this one? Come on. Let me get a hold of it here. It looks like some of it might. That one's a little more muted. No, I don't particularly like that either. I like the tans with it, but they're really wide, and I'm going to have to cut them. That one's kind of a yellowish color with butterflies on it. Oh, now that one might work. Now I like the green. Yeah, I'm not trying to be matchy-matchy. I'm just, I just don't want it to be, I don't want it to clash. And I like that one. I think I'm going to go with this one. Now, I have a whole box full of more, but I am not getting them out. This is just what I have sitting on my desk. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue stick, and because this is going to get used and abused with tags. Now, this is wide enough. Yeah, it needs to be wide enough to go around. I'm going to take my glue stick, and I'm just going to follow the line down like that. Now, where's the end here? Someplace. And I'm going to start off of the end. Okay. Like that. And the reason I'm gluing it, it's pretty sticky washi tape. But I also want to make sure that as it goes through this book, and now I'm also going to cut it a little bit longer than needed. And I'm messing around with it, that I'm not pulling it off. Because washi tape is not meant, contrary to popular belief, and what some people will tell you, washi tape is not meant to be a permanent attachment. Washi tape is temporary. And even though some people think that, they say if your washi tape doesn't stick, buy better washi. Washi tape wasn't meant to be permanent. It was meant to be a temporary hold. Now, Washi Tape Shop, bless their hearts, I do love them, came up with a way to make washi extremely sticky. And they hold very well. And I haven't found the need to really glue theirs. I probably would in this instance, especially going across this, because there is no paper. There is no paper on this part here, except for this little tiny piece. So, even if I was using washi tape from the Washi Tape Shop across here, I would probably glue the piece I was using going across here. Just to make sure that it stuck well. Okay, so now I have my frame. Now, if you don't want your frame to be as big as your picture, just go around again. Add a different color. Add something wider, something thinner. Do whatever you want. So now I'm very carefully taking this off, and I'm going to trim the pieces that are hanging out. And I'm only trimming them off the ends. I'm not trimming them off the sides. I'm just trimming my ends. Now, when I put this in on my book page, I'm going to put it in like a pocket. Okay, this is now my pocket. Come on, you silly goose. Get off my fingers. And the part down here that didn't have any paper, this part, that's going to be the bottom. I don't want to have to mess with that up and down. I'm afraid I'll tear it. Okay, so now let's go on and put that in. So we're going to open this back up. Remember, it's going into the back. It's going against here. It can go anywhere. You know, it can go further inside your book. See, I can bring it back here. If I want it a little more protected, I can bring it back here. And I'm still putting that across the bottom. And it will take a little time to dry. Okay. Because I'm gluing the plastic. I'm not gluing paper on paper. And most likely I should have used my glue stick, because this is going to take a while to glue. Okay, so I have my pocket up here. Now this was a coffee dyed envelope. Okay, I'm making sure I'm straight. Now, I did not punch a hole up there. Now, you can put anything in there you want. You can even glue that closed later if you want. Okay. Now, let's see about making a tag for in there. Now, to make the tag, I don't think I have any pre-made tags that are big enough. I don't think I do. But what I want to use on them are these dried flowers. I want to put some dried flowers in there because these are dried flowers. And I think I have, I do, I have yellow. I want to pick up some of this yellow. And let's see, I'm looking to see what kind of tags material I have here on the desk. I just have old things sitting here, old pieces of cardstock and old pieces of, you know, just things that are left over that I can, oh, what about this? This might work. Let's see. These are coffee dyes. These might work. Will that be big enough? I think that might be big enough. I might have to trim it down a little bit, but that might work. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. So to make this, where did it go here? I want this. What I thought I would do is, now I want to round the bottom because it'll go in my pocketies here. So I want to round the bottom, and I think I'm going to round the top. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to use as my backdrop these dried flower stickers. Okay. To add a little bit of just, I don't know. I don't even know what you want to call it. But I'm also going to put a piece of this book page on here. I want some of this. And I want it right here. Okay, I don't need this anymore. So let's glue the paper down. Okay, so I think we're done with this. We're going to put that there. Now let's put this away because I think we're done with this. Okay, let's put our tag over there. Now, our stickers that I want to use. I was thinking of using maybe that one because in here are dried ferns. So I was thinking of using maybe a few of those. And I have, oh, that one's too big. That one's way too big. Now that one's too big. Now there's a smaller one. Now that has some pink in it. So put some pink with it. Now there is a smaller fern. It must be with one of the other colors. Is it in here? And then we're going to put the dried flowers in with it. These dried flowers. These are real dried flowers. And I'm hoping that this, by adding the stickers, it adds some background to it. Okay, that doesn't have any fern in it. Oh, there they are right there. Oh, here's some with the purple. Now, I do want a little bit of purple in there because there's purple in our washi tape. So let's see if we have what we have here in the purple. If we have something like that in purple, I would be quite pleased. Oh, well, looky there. No, that's not what I wanted. I want that tall, skinny type flower. Ask and ye shall receive. All right, let's put you back in there because you're not what I want. I think you might be too big. You might work. Ah, there you are. And there you are. You might work. Okay. Okay, so now let's put these back in there. Stick you guys back in there. Now, let's look back at our washi and see what colors are on it. It's got purples and yellows. So I don't need that pink, do I? Where's the pink? I need the yellow bunch. Come here, you. I don't need you. I need the yellow. Sorry, little dude. Sorry, little dude. I don't need you. I need your friend. This is the one. And we'll use those there. Okay. Oh, that will be perfect. Right there. Let's put that little fern. And then we'll put that. Oh, I don't want that one. I do want that purple. And I do want that purple. Put this purple over here. That yellow in the middle. We'll keep that one out. It's got a little bit of white on it. That might work very well. Now let's get our tweezers and get these real flowers placed. Now these are supposed to be they're photos of real dried flowers that they have made into stickers. Like if I were to go over to my dried flowers, oh, I actually like that one better, I think, and get out my dried flowers, that's what these are supposed to represent. So I do like them. They're very easy to get off and manipulate. Okay. Now, let's get our tweezers out and let's see where we want everything. And to get the shine off, I just use my vintage photo and go over top of them. Okay. Okay. Now, this is just baby's breath that has been dyed right here. This is just baby's breath that has been dyed. These are like little daisies. And they come very nicely sealed. Okay. put this down. Let's see. I think it goes this way though. Let's put it this way. I don't think I like that color though. That color is not very nice, is it? I don't think I like that. Let's put those up there. I would prefer that to be white. All right, so let's take a look at now. The ferns do look nice. The ferns look nice. All right, let's see what all we can. These are like those little flowers that come up in the spring in your yard. We just call them little Johnny jump ups. I'm thinking this is getting a little bit too much though. Getting way too much. I have some of those that are dried. So let's see what all we've got here. Let's take some of this off and get some things done. All right, let's get some things. Let's see what we've got here. I'm thinking instead of these that are stickers, let's use the real ones. Okay. Oops, get off of there. Okay, there's the little ferns. Now, do we want to add that or not? I don't want you. And tuck them under some of them, some of the places, like under the edges. Like that. Now I do like that, so let's give that a try. You know what, before I put that down, let's take a little bit of the shine off of it. Of course, it is going to be inside that little pocket there, so it won't be too shiny. See, it comes off of there really, really easy. Okay, so let me use my tweezers here. And let's pick up some of this area. Okay, there's that one. Now let's add I don't know if I want that up there. Let's see about adding this one tucked in here. And then maybe put this behind it. Or in front of it. Let's put that in front of it. Let's do that. Oops, get off of there. Straighten up, straighten up. Oh, goodness sakes. What have you done? There we go. Okay, let's lift this one up. Let's put that down there. And then this little stinker. Yep, it's already down. Okay, so maybe we'll put this down here. And these little Johnny jump ups down here. Oops, where are you? If you have a yard and it is starting to warm up, where you live, go out and look for these because they will start showing up in your yard. And let's put, yeah, I like that. Let's do that. Okay, come here, little Johnny jump ups. They will be coming up soon. Come on, get back up here. There's one. Okay, let's take this one off and glue this one down. Whoops, only part of him went down. There's two. And there's three. Okay, oh, we got to glue down their yellow one. All right, let's get this glued down. They're just bouncing everywhere, aren't they? Right there. Okay, now let's see how that fits in here. This should be dry enough. Oh, I don't know. It might not be. Might not be dry enough. Yeah, I might have to glue those ferns down. Okay, I need to trim off. Oh, I need to trim that off. And I need to trim this side off here. And then let's re-round the corners. Make sure you can see what I'm doing here. Oh, trying to put it in upside down. No wonder I can't get it in the hole. Okay, let me move these flowers out of the way. Nope, still a little bit more. Okay. Now, I have no idea where my pin went. In case somebody's out there screaming, put your pin in your glue. I have no idea. Oh, there it is. I have no idea where it went. Does that happen to you guys? You take your pin out and then you just kind of lose it? It happens to me all the time. Okay, let's try it now. And I tell creators that I'm watching, put your pin in your glue. I know they can't hear me, but I'm telling it to them anyhow. Oh my gracious, did my glue spread that far? No, there we go. There we go. It did spread though. It spread quite a bit. A lot more than I thought it would. Yeah, we'll have to take it off the bottom too. Holy cow. That really spread. Yeah, it spread. It spread a lot. I'm really surprised. It spread up all the way. And all the way over here. So I'm going to have to make it shorter or thinner to make it go down. But that's what it's going to look like. And I've got to make it shorter and I need to make it thinner to make it fit. Holy guacamole. So my advice to you is make sure that you're careful with your glue so that it doesn't spread out so much because mine spread a lot. Okay. Yeah, mine spread a whole lot. All right, lift up there, little man. What? This big hole, this great big window is really not the space that I have. Even though it looks like, you know, I'm going to have a lot of space, there really isn't, which is quite surprising. All right, how about we try it one more time? Now it fits. There. Okay, so there is our creation right there. I like that. I like the combination of the in the back with the stickers and with the flowers, because unless you know that there's stickers in there, they look like flowers. And I think that helps build it up. All right, so that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Well, I want to thank you guys for joining me today for decorating my little flip-flop journal and for playing with my dried flowers. And I hope you... Oh my goodness, now I'm getting the hiccups. I hope you come back and join me for another little adventure in creating and decorating a journal. It's an awful lot of fun having some friends around the craft table with you. And I hope that you are decorating your flip-flop journal and with some fun, new, exciting ideas. You know what? It needs a sticker down there. It needs a bumblebee, a butterfly. Oh, look, it just happens to be right here on my desk. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Goodness. Let's see what we got. Well, these aren't the bumblebees and butterflies, are they? So we'll have to find the bumblebees and butterflies. So I hope you're decorating your flip-flop journal and you're having a good time and you're enjoying yourself and you're playing in your journals and you're creating. And if you have any questions about any of the products that I've used today and you would like some information on them, please don't hesitate to leave me a comment below and ask. I'll be more than happy to help you and leave you a link or tell you anything that you want to know. I don't mind sharing that information at all. So until I see you again in our next video, ta-ta for now.